Welcome, y'all. DIY Food Plot Pro. Thank you so much for watching. Please press like, please press subscribe so that you're notified when the new videos come out. I've got a ton of new videos coming out soon, and I want you to be notified so that you don't miss any. We're going to cover anything and everything you always wanted to know about food plots. How to, what to, when to. Today, we have a very exciting experiment that I am super excited about. Are you missing pictures of bucks using your cell cams? Okay, it's a big question for me. I'm thinking, if I'm thinking it, there's probably a lot of y'all that are wondering the exact same thing. So what did I do? I set up an experiment, 3 different locations: a standing cornfield, a brassica plot, and a transition zone from bedding to food. Okay, that's what I did. I put a cell cam and a non-cell cam on all 3 locations. A cell cam here, right below it, or right above it, a non-cell cam, okay? That's how I did the experiment, and then I set them up. I ran them for 4 days. I turned the delays down to as low as they would go. For the cell cams, that was a 1-second delay. I'm sorry, with the non-cell cams, that was a 1-second delay. With the cell cams, it just says no delay, okay? So, this is absolutely mind-boggling, the results that I got out of this thing. I am an outfitter in Western Kentucky. I run about 50 cameras. I've got about 12 cell cameras. I dove into the market this year. Really like the aspect of go in one time, you can go in deep, put your camera, and you never have to go in there and disturb that area. I really like that side of it. But there's some other sides that I was questioning, and so that's why I did this experiment. I was wondering if I was missing pictures of my bucks. So let's get right into this. In the standing corn plot with the cell camera, I got 115 pictures over the 4 days. Pretty solid. They're in there pretty regular. 5 different individual bucks that I got on camera at that location, okay? That I was able to positively identify. With the corn, same plot with the non-cell camera, I got 269 pictures, okay? And I was able to identify 6 individual bucks. So, you know, all things considered, that's really not that bad of a trade-off. You're just missing 1 buck out of that. You know, you're basically doubling the pictures, but I'm okay with that. You know, honestly, those results kind of surprised me, and I was pleasantly surprised. So not all that much difference between the corn cell and the corn non-cell, okay? Let's move on to brassicas. The brassica plot, the results are amazing. Spoiler alert, they're amazing. With the brassica cell cam, I got 126 pictures. I was able to identify 5 bucks, 5 different individual bucks in that plot with the cell camera. 126 pictures. The brassica non-cell, I got 948 pictures and 8 bucks, guys. So the cell cam missed 3 bucks, one of which was a really good shooter. This is what I was afraid of. The cell cams are a wonderful tool. But my question has been, and I guess I'm answering it right now, is if I have a bachelor group of bucks come out, right, and there's 5 in the group, I'm definitely 100% going to get a picture of that number 1 deer. What about the 3rd, 4th, or 5th deer? What about them? Am I getting a picture of them, or the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever? Until that thing takes another picture, I may have just missed 3 or 4 deer. And I think this transition area, this brassica plot, I was a little surprised at this because I kind of feel like that the results would be similar to the corn plot, where they're just kind of browsing around all around the plot, and you just keep kind of getting pictures and kind of keep getting pictures. So I was a little surprised to have this much difference in 5 bucks with the cell, 8 bucks with the non-cell. So that's pretty significant. Okay, the transition area is where I expected to see the most gain on my non-cell cameras versus my cell cameras. It's basically a trail going through a pinch and they're going out to food, right? So I expected the cell cam to not do as well in here as what it did. But wow, I did not expect what I was about to get into. I pulled the transition cell camera. I had 22 pictures. I was able to identify $3, okay? $3. When I went to the non-cell camera, I had 469 pictures of deer, 7 different individual bucks. So we missed $4 in that one thing, which is what I was afraid of. That's one reason that I did this experiment, okay? So with that being said, 3 locations over a 4-day period. We missed $4 at the transition zone. We missed $3 at the brassica, and we missed $1 at the cornfield. So we missed $8 in 4 days. Jeez. Well, that's mind-boggling. It was to me. I mean, that's pretty mind-boggling to miss that many bucks in that short amount of time. Now, if you ran the experiment over a 2 or 3 week period, maybe that would help more. The pictures were getting really high, and I just wanted to try to minimize the experiment and not have to count 3,000 or 4,000 pictures out, because I took out all pictures that were turkey, that were wind, that were rabbits, that were squirrels. None of those pictures are in these pictures, okay? So, to recap, there is a significant difference between your cells and your non-cells. Does that mean that I'm never going to use cells? No, I really like the cell cameras. I really like them. I think there's a very good place in hunting for cell cameras. If you decide that you want to use them, I do recommend them. That being said, I think there's maybe a difference between where we put our cells versus our non-cell cameras. On plots, the cell camera did pretty decent. On transitions, the non-cell camera was the absolute 100% winner, no question about it. For checking your inventory in the summer, early fall, I think I'm going to start leaning more towards non-cell cameras for that, and maybe not using cell cameras as much for inventory. But like I said, they're both really good cameras. I've been very pleased with both of them. But I want to do this experiment just to see. I mean, this was an experiment for me as much as it was for y'all. I'm glad I could take y'all along on it. But this was pretty mind-boggling. And I'll mention too, in the transition area, there was 2 shooters. One for sure shooter this year that the cell camera absolutely never picked up. He walked through 15 feet in front, a perfect shot. I don't understand why I didn't get a picture of it. I even went back and double checked. And I got like 7 or 8 pictures of him on the other camera. And I had no idea he even existed. So pretty wild on that. And then on the brassica plot, I got a picture of a good 8-pointer that's probably a 3 or a 4-year-old that next year will be a very solid buck. And I had no idea by going through the cell pics that he was ever in the area, okay? It came out exactly like I was afraid it was going to. He came out with 5 other bucks, and I remember he was 3rd or 4th, and I never got a picture of him. He was going out to feed. He walked right in front of the camera, but apparently the camera was sending. The cell camera was sending, and it wasn't taking a picture at that moment, and it 100% missed him. So, that being said, it's up to you. Do your research, decide what you want to do. Thank you so much for watching DIY Food Plot Pro. I really appreciate you. Please like and subscribe, and we're going to do more experiments like this. We're going to figure out, there's a lot more experiments that I'm planning that I've got upcoming, as well as a lot of food plot information that's coming out soon. So thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. DIY Food Plot Pro.